peace in Palestine. This is a quick video with some thoughts for Latz and Sinner, RIP. It's awful to think about their families and two young men with their lives ahead of them just cut short. It's absolutely awful, and if it can happen to Anthony Joshua, trust me, it can happen to anybody, and I'm not trying to equate it, but I'm going to give you a quick story just so I can put you in the mind of where I think Anthony Joshua is just right now. So I was coming back from Notting Hill Carnival with three of my friends and a girlfriend. I was in the exact same seat as Anthony Joshua, in the seat behind the driver. And we were speeding down the motorway, and it was a clear road, thankfully. And then one of the rear tyres went, and the car was spinning around as it was going forwards. But I noticed we were kind of going off towards the central reservation, and I've never been in that situation before. And I remember there was a point where the car was spinning around, and I was wondering whether my side of the car was going to hit that central reservation at speed. But it carried on turning, and it ended up being the offside, aka the passenger side, that impacted the barrier. Thankfully, nobody was injured. The car was a write-off. Nothing to the extent of Anthony Joshua's car, but the car was a write-off. Now, I replayed that incident in my mind for weeks after it happened, and nobody was injured. Now, Anthony Joshua was in a situation, and this is what I'm thinking about, where he would look to his right, and both friends are dead. And that has got to play with the mind. So if we go first friend first, you look to your immediate right, you can see his injuries, and he's dead, he's gone, he's your friend. He's a human being first, but he's also your friend. And you've got to kind of process all of these things about what you're going to say, how you're going to try and help. You've got your own injuries, but you know that he's gone. And if you've seen the photo of the front passenger side, where the whole front and the side is caved in, those are sights that no human being wants to see, let alone if it's your friend. And I absolutely feel for Anthony about what he had to see in that situation. But thank goodness at least Anthony was fine and the driver was fine, but it's never going to make up for the two friends that are gone. And that's the reality they need to live with and process. I say for me, having lost nobody, I needed time to process that. And I'm thinking that Anthony is going to need time to process, and hopefully he goes for some level of counselling where he can at least unburden and be given strategies about how to deal with the grief and the horror of that situation. And I'm not so sure whether he's going to be in a fit state of mind to fight in 2026. He was released from hospital on the Wednesday, when I recorded this, Friday, 2nd of January 2026, and it's just obviously all too soon. There's just so much that he has to process and take on board. So trying to plan for another fight should be the last thing on his mind. It's going to take a lot of time to get over that, and just to get through the funeral and paying his respects and everything like that. I just don't see how it can be done, and so my thoughts go out to him. But I'm thinking mentally, even if he gets to that fight, he ain't going to be in the right state of mind. I just doubt it. But yeah, my heart goes out to Anthony. My heart goes out to the families of Latz and Sinner, and nobody could have predicted that something like this would have happened. It's absolutely awful. And it's just a reminder to us all as we go into 2026 to make the most of every day. If you've got loved ones out there, make sure you pick up the phone and just let them know that you're thinking about them, that you still care and things like that. And I will take my own advice on that too. Please like, subscribe. That is Stephen I am out. You know the drill. The full video that I've just talked about is going to be round about here towards the bottom of the screen if you're on a mobile.